2025年10月16日，那美国严重依赖中国药品的原材料。America is heavily reliant on China for raw material in medicines. For years, Democrats and Republicans have sounded the alarm about Americans' dependence on China for medicines, and analysis published on Wednesday shows just how deep their reliance is at the earlier stage of the drug manufacturing process. Nearly 700 U.S. medicines use at least one chemical solely sourced from China. As tensions between Washington and Beijing has escalated in recent years, experts fear that its reliance could leave American patients vulnerable, especially if a trade war or future pandemic prompts China to curtail exports. Supply shortages for some generic medicines have already grown common. The new data from U.S. Pharmacopeia, a nonprofit that tracks the drug supply, identified the original chemicals used to make medicines. The analysis found that China was the sole supplier of at least one chemical in widely used antibiotics like amoxicillins and generic drugs for heart problems, seizures, cancers, and HIV. One example is the allergy relief medicine best known by the brand name Benadryl. Canbeef, the company that sells Benadryl, did not return a request for comment. There is almost no production of this chemical in the United States because making them is dirty and labor and other costs make manufacturing them unprofitable. Chinese factories, by contrast, don't face the same environmental restrictions and can make these raw materials inexpensively. President Trump last week said he would impose a 100% tariff on all products from China to retaliate for Beijing's allowance on rare earth minerals. If he ignores through, it could potentially mean that at least some drug makers would pay heavy levies on raw materials that they import from China to make their products. Mr. Trump has threatened to impose tariffs of up to 15% on brand name drugs from the European Union and 100% from other parts of the world, but he has delayed those. Most major drug makers have said they will abstain from any future drug tariffs because of new U.S. manufacturing investment and drug pricing deals they have negotiated with the administration. The Trump administration has no plan to impose tariffs on generic drugs, an administration official said this year, with Mr. Trump threatening tariffs. Nearly all the largest brand name drug makers have announced plans to spend billions of dollars building and expanding U.S. factories, but these plans will not make raw materials. Instead, they are expected to handle the later stage of drug production for top-selling medicines. Experts who study the drug supply chain said there were no financial incentive for the production of raw materials to return to the United States. Making medicines is a multi-step process with factories in different countries often handling different stages. The process starts with the production of raw materials. A factory, often in India, will import those raw materials and use them to produce active ingredients which will then be used for formula the drug. U.S. pharmacopoeia analysis showed that even medicines that appear to have broader geography production can be reliant on China. Take, for example, amoxicillin, the widely used antibiotic that is sold by many different generic manufacturers. Factories in different parts of the world, including India, Jordan, and Canada, handle the later stage of producing it, but two of the raw materials used to make amoxicillins are produced entirely in China. The analysis found, our hope is that by having better data and more visibility that can inform targeted interventions into creating resilience and security for patients. Carrie Honey, an official at the U.S. Pharmacopoeia, said, "Thanks for listening. Hoping your life fully with joyness and happiness, and wish you had more courage and confidence." 好吧，通过这篇文章能够知道说，那现在就是中国就是就是说阿莫西林来说，就是许多不同的仿制药厂都有生产，然后也分布在世界各地。印度、约旦和加拿大处理该药的生产后期阶段，但是呢，美国它的一个药典局代表说，其实他们研究发现说，用于生产阿莫西林的两种原材料只在中国生产。那从这件事上来看的话，希望贸易战还是不要进一步再升级了，因为其实对大多数人来说，一个稳定，是人生就这么几十年，就能够很稳定的去度过是最好的。如果希望就是至少说药品啊这一类，就是不要去影响到吧，因为对于就是我们没办法想象，有的人他可能是不缺这一点钱的，但有的人就是会因为你药品上涨个1-2块或者几十块、几十美元，然后就会陷入更加贫困或者更加绝望的那种境地。所以，哎呀，消停吧。